And here he comes, a little overwhelmed, it has to be said, by the noise. Once he found his bearings, he eventually settled into his dad's chair, legs dangling. There's his gran, Maria, with his big sister Lily on the knee there. And Ronnie performing heroics, and it was lovely to see, wasn't it? So he's rather upstaged his father already. He didn't dance on the match table as his big sister Lily did a few years ago. Great to see the crowd involvement so early, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, I came in very early this morning to do some pre-records, and the venue looked great. But of course, you never really get the atmosphere, but 1,500 people in here is absolutely fantastic. I already love the venue. I think it's brilliant.
What do you think of it, Stephen? What do you think of what we've seen already so far?
Well, it's superb, and from our perspective as snooker fans, it's great to see a full house. Obviously, Ronnie O'Sullivan playing, but I believe tonight with Mark Williams and Stephen Maguire's, I think 1,000 tickets already sold. Yeah. So it augurs well for the future of snooker as well, and events like this that have tradition as well, I think, are important.
Well, I'm sure that Ronnie appreciates the fact that his family are here to see him. That's obviously given him a bit of a fillip. He's taken the first. Back we go.
Just a few people back into their seats, or maybe just a few late comers. Not easy to find a seat this afternoon. It's free seating, first come, first served. And there's Ronnie's family there with his mum Maria. Two lovely children there. Pretty good break-off shot, that, Stephen.
Yeah, a little bit fortunate. He didn't plan to bring the red back up to the bulk end of the table, but he's covered it with a brown, so Ding's got a big problem. He's got a red on the right action. It's obviously a very tough pot. If he misses it, he's bound to leave Ronnie right in amongst the balls. But sometimes the safety's harder than the pot. You just have to bite the bullet and go for it.
Yeah, the natural angle to come off the side cushion into the bunch. Look with the yellows, it's slightly in the way, so that's why he's not playing that shot. Well, groans from the crowd. That was pretty close, but he knew he was going to leave some sort of pot on for Ronnie, but he got pretty close to this.
Yeah, he played it slightly as a shot in, but didn't play for position on the black, which would mean hitting the shot a lot harder to come off two cushions. And obviously would have left Ronnie a lot easier red than this.
Didn't even get in the jaws of the pocket, so Ding was in trouble, and all of a sudden, with Ronnie not getting close to the pot, it's Ding that's got a good opportunity. And with the reds spread as they are, it's a pretty good opportunity.
Sam.
Not guaranteed position here. Gonna have to play a cannon on the two above the black spot. In fact, he got into the white a little bit too much and cannoned the pack first.
8.
Our overhead camera just showing you that cannon, which didn't work out just as he would have liked. amazing. The players from the Far East are terrific at potting balls into the pockets. James Watanabe was an expert at that from Thailand. I know Stephen Hendry was pretty good in the middle pockets, but I don't know, they just seem to have no problem with them, regardless of the angle. Good red to remove.
20.
The reddish potting is going to clear the path for the black. As you can see, it's blocking the black at the moment. Trying to hit that though, that was a careless shot. He's giving himself a bit of a problem here, Stephen.
Again, it's a thing when we play in a brand new, the cushions can play slightly slower. It grabs the white. I'm thinking playing a can on the two reds that are together on the right hand side of the table. Once again, take his eye off the pot.
Then Junhui, 2-1.
Yeah, a little bit of tension out there. Neither player you really settled. It was a pretty good opening frame, but a few easy pots missed by both players.
Good plant there, the red. There's a fair distance between the two reds. He's judged that pretty well. Slightly hampered, but it was good. The cue ball there wasn't as easy as it looked, that shot. It looks a little bit rusty, Dennis. He hadn't played since, I think, the second round of York. He didn't play in the two PTCs before Christmas. So might take him a while to get his arm going.
9.
Yeah, that last positional shot when you said he was hampered, Stephen, has caused the problem, and now he's out of commission. Just playing the yellow here.
Ronnie, 9.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, that's the reason Ronnie's dropped down to provisional number 16 in the world, because he doesn't play in all the PTC events. Not a bad safety shot. No cup play behind because of the yellow off its spot and close to the cushion, so you just want to get the white as close to that cushion as possible, unless you can get over towards where the yellow is placed at the moment. You might be able to swing this white around the angles to get the white there. No, he's going to hit the blue, so that just depends. He can't through to the one that's over the pocket, and it might be a bit too close to the pocket to send the other red in off it. The one near the cushion would go in off it a bit easier than the one that he's looking at directly. If the red over the pocket was slightly to the left, it would be quite an easy pot. So he could quite easily double kiss this if he doesn't get it right. Got to get it right into the jaw, the right hand jaw of the pocket, to make it go in off that red that's closest to the pocket. It looks easy, but it's not guaranteed this. He might even be trying to put the red in. The double kiss he got. I'm surprised he didn't look at the one near the cushion. It was slightly better. It looks as if he tried to plant the one into the pocket there, Stephen, rather than risk going in off, and he played a nothing of a shot in the end.
Yeah, and the positional side of it wasn't a gimme. If he could have just had, you know, played the shot with no and left the white where it was, it would have been a lot easier.
1.
Yeah, not quite pinpoint position.
7. 8.
This is the third time these players have played in the Masters. Boys in the studio, Steve and John, talking about that 2007 final when Ronnie won 10-3.
15.
They played in 2005 here as well. 6-1 Ronnie won, so it's 16 frames, 1 for Ronnie, only 4 for Ding. Not that the players will be thinking about that, but that is what the stats tell us.
Yeah, definitely both players have a lot of respect for each other's game. There's no doubt about that.
22.
I think with the occasion today, a brand new venue, packed crowd, they'll both be desperate to play well, Dennis. Sometimes you try that a little bit harder than you normally would.
Oh, beautiful little cannon there. Yeah, it's like an FA Cup final with the two top teams playing. Seems they don't always play the best. We expect too much, but
30.
I'm sure these players will both settle down and give us a terrific feast of snooker here.
Sometimes it takes for one of the players to do something special, like make a century or a great clearance, and it
36.
sparks the other one into life. And the opposite can happen. If one player's missing, it makes the other player miss.
37.
So when I used to play you, Stephen, I didn't miss enough just to make you miss them. That's where I went wrong, eh? Quick look at the scoreboard, 30 ahead, so he's going to need one of the difficult reds. This is not a gimme either. Now, what sort of angle is he going to finish
44.
on? Can he get round to the two reds? Might be able to do it off the brown, but he'd really have to power it in. If the green would go, it'd be a angle to get up to the reds, but it won't pass the blue, so he's got to hit this pretty hard to get to those two reds. Was never going to be easy, that, but he's got the yellow ball safe.
48.
And one of these reds will still be safe when he plays this little safety shot.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 48.
So just at present, he's favourite to win this second frame.
Worth the risk, that double. Playing the white into a safe area, also the insurance of a red on the side cushion.
Well, it's a nice, easy to leave your opponent needing a snooker.
1. Six in the frame.
Ding stays in the seat, so the best possible start for Ronnie O'Sullivan. You can't do any better than win the two opening frames. He leads 2-0. Both players still a little bit edgy, quite understandable. New venue, Alexander Palace, full house, and Ding has